Hi there, welcome back. Today we have the 96 to 97 exchange at hand. It has finally made its way through after a lot of speculation that yes, this exchange might get a condition change. And honestly, this is the exchange that I was looking forward to, not because I wanted to do it actually, more on that later, more because I wanted to see the requirements and actually understand what this coming week holds for us. But going forward in this video, we are going to try to answer the question, should you do this exchange? Because first off, this exchange only has 5 cards. This is the most interesting part. So even if we have quite a lot of 96s and 97s in the game at the moment, if you do this exchange, if you give 395 overall team of the year cards, you are going to get one of these 96s or 97s, which includes Gullit, Haaland, Carlos Alberto, who is currently trading at 509 orders, 71 million, and along with that Ruben Diaz. A lot of people are calling it the Ruben Diaz exchange, and for good reason, because Ruben Diaz currently has 900 sell orders at 68 million, which is headed towards its lowest very quick. But what about the last card that I did not talk about? Yes, one of the most coveted cards in the game at the moment, for me at least personally, Ronaldo's 96 rated ultimate team of the year. It's also about to fall to a very interesting market value because it has 200 sell orders at 158 million. Overall though, since it's an exchange with only 5 cards, that is why you are seeing a lot of fall in each of them. And also talking about the requirement now, we are not seeing a rise in them, we are seeing a fall. Why? Well, that is because the lowest value 95s just before the exchange was leaked and everything was Baggio and Bergkamp here. They fell due to an exchange that came prior to this, and actually when people realized that they will need these cards, this card started to be bought in as investments, the same as we'll do for 93s in a moment. I'll get to there. But since you can see that graph dip to the lowest 28.6, it rose to a high of 40 million yesterday, the night before the exchange, and that is why these cards are falling or are being sold at the moment. So it is a lot of panic selling, yes, at one point, and also it's a factor of people realizing that you need 3 of these cards. So 120 million for essentially a chance of getting a Ruben Diaz, which will half your market value, and effectively you'll be at a loss for doing this exchange. Even the best cards at the moment who are watch listed, so Gullit and Ronaldo, give you a market value of around 158 million, but you cannot sell them realistically, which also means that you'll make a loss even if you pack the best cards of this exchange. This is the problem when you have only 6 cards in an exchange pool, which means you are realistically going to pack any one of them. Thus, the fall is something that makes sense. So what do we do with this information, and how is it going to impact our upcoming exchanges? To understand this, we have to make our way back to the exchange pool in the upcoming exchanges. So the next exchange up in the line is the 95 rated exchange, which does not have just 5 cards. It has a staggeringly high, almost triple the amount of cards, along with a few UTOTYs. It has some TOTY icons, and also it has Mbappe, Messi, Haaland and Ronaldo, all 4 in the same pool. So this pool is not only bigger, it has a lot of cards that are in demand. And of course, if we make our way back into the market now, remove this position filter because we are only going to keep 95s, then you'll see the individual value of each of these cards, if you pack them from the exchange, is more than the collective value of what you have to spend on the exchange. So 3x 93s or 94s, which means a total value of around 30 million. This is why the next exchange makes sense, which is why the next exchange's requirement cards are rising, and it should realistically up until the exchange comes in, where at this moment, if you are buying 3 Bergkamps or 3 Baggios and doing that exchange, you are making losses straight up half of your money for 2 of the 5 cases, and that is why this exchange's cards are falling. But it doesn't really reflect that much on the exchanges that are coming. Also, since Ronaldo is here, UTOTY Ronaldo and Gullit, of course the purchase orders are going to come through. As you can see for Bergkamp, this fall will settle at around this 36 million, 35 million, then rise a little bit more. Just be aware that that rise is not going to be that high. So definitely this is not a good investment point. If you haven't already bought Baggio and Bergkamps, do not buy them now, because it's simply not worth it. So with all that in mind, to answer the question in one word, which we have tried to tackle from the very beginning, is this exchange worth it? Well, a simple answer is no. What is, however, worth it though is watch listing the cards that you actually want. So maybe Gullit, so maybe Ronaldo, and wait for them to fall instead of attempting the exchange and getting them directly. See, there is a probability that if you bought 3 of Bergkamps for 35 million each, you got a Ronaldo's card for a total of 105 million. But I would rather take the guaranteed Ronaldo's card now, which will settle at around 130, 120 million, than try and pack a Ronaldo's card. Also remember, the 96 to 97 will make its way back in the coming Tuesday. So in a week, and that time as well, you will have Ronaldo in this pool. You will have Messi and Haaland in this pool as well. So this fall will lead to a temporary rise back up and then another fall, thus meaning that you can definitely get these cards directly off of the market if you have the budget of buying the fodders. So don't buy them now. Instead, look towards buying some good 93s off of the market. I already showed you a list of cards yesterday. All the cards which are at their base still. You see Del Piero's 999 plus has disappeared already. So try and buy them from 8.7 to 8.8 million. I think Alan Shearer still has his 999 plus. He does. That's not a bad option. I would still recommend going for cards like Rice, Kante, Brand though, because again, since these cards are in demand right now as well, these cards are the one that see a more consistent rise and not a steep fall. See, panic selling will happen for every single card. You cannot really predict that one. But what you can predict is, since there is a huge pool, again, as we talked about right at the very beginning, this exchange is the one that seems the most interesting to me. And also the next 93 to 94 is good too, but the pool is simply way too big for me to say that, you know, it's a profitable exchange. The 96 to 97 that is coming back in 2 weeks, that exchange will also be one to look out for. But with that, before we end the video, a good news is Rate My Squad is also currently open. You can send in your teams, of course. Let us know your favorite players, favorite teams, favorite clubs. The format is mentioned right here. And at the very end, this is not going to be featured in a live stream. We are planning to bring back the old Rate My Squad videos, so 2 teams or maybe 3 teams in a video format. Again, the Discord's link is in the description, and if you haven't already, join in the Discord and show me your teams and Rate My Squad. Will catch you there though, and I will catch you in another video. Bye bye.